So it's just funny, again, how we don't realize that we really do hold the answers to all of our problems. It just takes a little creative thinking to wiggle yourself out of that. What's good, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. I am Kenya right now, and today, a part of my 30 days of vlogging in April, I am going to talk about next steps. For those of you who know or don't know, I have been living in Colombia for, this is going on the third month now. And originally I had intended to stay here until my tourist visa ran out. So for Americans, the longest we can stay in Colombia within a calendar year is in total 180 days, which is 6 months. Now, I believe, I haven't hit that mark yet, so I'm not sure, but I'll be looking into it soon. But most people say that once you hit the 3-month mark, you have to leave the country and come back or some goofy thing like that. Or I believe you can simply request for an extension. So that's probably what I will do, because my 3-month mark will be coming up in early May, and I don't plan on leaving the country. I hope I don't have to. That's what I'll be working on for right now. Originally, the plan was to stay until June or July, and it just occurred to me the other day, why? Why? Because here's the thing. At first I was okay with just living in Colombia. That had been the plan before Saudi Arabia. But once I got here, I've just felt like, you talk with other travelers and you hear about some of the things that they've done and places they've been. And a lot of people go to Peru after Colombia. I just recently traveled to Chile with some friends from back home. So that's one thing to mark off the list. But, in other places that they've been to where I just don't, I want to travel to other places, other countries in South America if I can before I leave South America. And my worry was that, yes, I'm working online, and yes, I have a set budget to keep me afloat for these 6 months, but that money runs out, and the hours that I'm earning right now with my online job, it is not like I'm rolling in the dough. And I could increase my hours, and I do tend to increase it to a certain extent, but at this point, it's just not bringing in a whole bunch of cushion cash, if you know what I mean. So I started thinking, what next? Will I stay till July? And then what would I do after that? I mean, I know in my mind where I would like to go after that, but I'm just trying to figure out, in terms of traveling and in terms of seeing as much as possible, how will that look? What will that look like? I've decided to get a little creative. One, I decided I really don't have to stay in Colombia for those 6 months. I put that timeline on myself. I'm not working at a job here in Colombia. I'm not required in any other way to stay here. When it occurred to me, it's just funny how we forget that we have the freedom to change our mind. We forget that we have, the fortune of options. And so when it occurred to me, I was like, oh, I can actually just switch this up, and it doesn't have to be a matter of me staying until this amount of time. If I feel like, the comfortable amount of money that I'll have to travel will not be there by June or July, then I could just move around earlier. In having this thought, I was thinking, okay, in addition to having the money, I could also get creative, like a lot of travelers do, in figuring out how to cut costs. So some people do things like house sitting. I know a woman who does that. I think she did that throughout South America when she was here. Now she's over in Europe. And then also I found out about this really cool way of traveling that I am going to hold and keep as a secret until I release the video for that. But there are just like all these different ways that you can do. Another way is volunteering. So I know a woman who was here, her first month here, she worked with an organization called Colombia Immersion, where she volunteers her time. You can volunteer doing different things, whatever your talents are. Her talent was marketing, so she helped them with their marketing campaign. They gave her housing, so they paid for that. And it's not even dorm room style; it's more like hostel style because you're staying with a group of other people. I don't know if it's four other people, five other people, six, eight. I don't know what the amount is, but different things like that really, really help cutting down the cost when you travel. So that's one thing I'm going to look into in my next move after Colombia. So how long will I be here? I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if I really do want to stay until the last 6 months. Part of me is saying yes, but the other part, that's the more logistics part, is like, work those numbers and see what opportunities for volunteering or opportunities for alternative housing you have in Peru or in wherever else you want to go before you make your decision. Watched my vlog entry from yesterday. You will have noticed that I mentioned the women's entrepreneurship brunch that I went to, and that had me like changing my mind, like, oh my god, no, I think I want to stay in Medellin till the end. But I don't know. I have a lot of thinking to do because, oh, and beyond traveling within South America, I still want to travel throughout Colombia because there are a few places on my list that I'd like to go to. Choco, Santa Marta, Cartagena. I'll be going there this week, so I'm excited about that. And what's the other place? Oh, Bogota and Cali. Cali is like the salsa capital of Colombia. So I have a lot of planning to do. And let me just tell you, the time has been flying by. When I first got here, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have to rush and do anything. I'll be here for 6 months. I can, take my time. But it's almost month 3 already, and there's so many things that I just really need to get on the ball about. So that's where I am right now, just trying to figure that out and what to do next. But I think Peru is probably the only other place that I have time and the money to go to before leaving South America, because I really thought that it would be affordable to go from one South American country to another, kind of like it was when I was in Asia, going to different countries. Sometimes it could get expensive, but for the most part, it was way more cheaper than traveling from United States to Asia. Here, I was a little shocked at how much I had to pay for my flight to Chile, which it wasn't a lot, but it's about the same amount that you would have to pay if you were coming from the US, which is cray-cray to me. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today's vlog entry. So remember, I am doing my own personal challenge for the month of April. I'm doing 30 days of vlogging. 30 days of vlogging. So every day you'll be getting a new video from me. So stay tuned, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you when I see you. Deuces.